What would you do if your own father, after years of neglect, asked you to give back money meant for your graduation party to spend on his stepchild instead? In today's story, the protagonist's choice is a masterclass in how to reclaim your self-worth. My graduation ceremony is being held next week. My father, Mark, had given me some money in advance to help pay for the celebration party. My mom and he were supposed to be hosting the event together. Even though I mostly live with my mom, Mark and I have always had a rocky relationship. After my parents divorced when I was 4, they split custody, and for a while, he managed to be a good dad, but everything changed when I was 10. He met Sarah. Sarah came as a package deal with her 3 kids, a pair of twins and a single. They got married when I was 12, but I'd say even before that, I started to feel like a second-class citizen in his life. He consistently prioritized her kids over me. He would make plans with me, only to cancel them at the last minute if Sarah's kids wanted to do something else. He'd either ditch me entirely or drag me along to their activity, trying to convince me it was even better than our original plans. For me, it never was. Imagine planning a cool father-son hike in the mountains, something I loved, only to have it replaced with a trip to a chaotic indoor play area full of screaming toddlers, or looking forward to seeing a new action movie, only to end up at a kiddie park watching him push his stepkids on the swings. One of the worst times was when I was given a ticket for a concert featuring a band that both Mark and I loved. The idea was for him to buy his own ticket so we could finally have some real father-son time. Instead, he spent that money painting his youngest stepkid's room because they'd thrown a fit about the color. He told me this at the very last minute, and the disappointment was crushing. It was a pattern. When I broke my arm and was in the hospital, he didn't show up. Why? Because one of his stepkids was getting their tonsils out on the same day and apparently needed both him and Sarah there for emotional support. My own father chose a routine procedure for his stepchild over being there for me with a significant injury. Later, he had my mom tell me over the phone that he was proud of me for being brave and understanding, even though I never said any of that. I was just a kid, alone and in pain, feeling abandoned. Whenever I tried to bring up how much this hurt, he would shut me down with the same dismissive line, "It's natural to feel jealous of sharing my attention." That was it. No apology, no acknowledgement of my feelings, just an accusation that I was being jealous. As one person commented, validating my entire experience, "Your dad consistently and constantly chose everyone else above you. This is not okay. Making and breaking promises is disgusting. Saying one thing and then backing out is gross." He wasn't just sharing his attention, he was giving it all away to his new family and leaving me with the scraps. This behavior reached a breaking point in 2019. I had a chance to go on a trip with one of my school clubs, a really important opportunity for me. My mom didn't have enough to cover the whole cost, and Mark had promised her he would split it. Mom saved up her half, and when the time came to pay, we told Mark we needed his share. He hemmed and hawed, claiming bills were tight. Then came the real reason. It was the twins' birthdays, and he felt the money needed to go towards something for them. He suggested we could just do something as a family while I was supposed to be on my trip instead. I just snapped. I told him to forget it. I told him he was making it perfectly clear who was more important to him, and that I was done. I was going to stay with my mom, where I actually mattered. In the end, my mom had to borrow money from a relative to cover his half of the trip. After that blow-up, Mark told me he regretted making me feel less important. We started trying to work on things, and about a month ago, he gave me the graduation money as what I thought was a peace offering. This revealed Mark's greatest fatal flaw, his inability to see past the immediate wants of his new family, making him blind to the deep, cumulative wounds he was inflicting on his own son. Then, a week ago, the phone call came. He told me how one of his stepkids was being bullied at school and was having a really bad time. He then had the audacity to say that with the graduation money he'd given me, they could do something really special for the stepkid's birthday to cheer them up. He was asking for the money back. My money, for my graduation. I was so full of rage I couldn't even speak. I just hung up the phone. I let that anger simmer for 2 days. Then, I made a decision. I drove to his house, the money in an envelope in my pocket. I walked up to his doorstep and knocked. He opened the door, and I could see his wife, Sarah, and all of her kids, plus his 2 younger biological children with her, in the living room behind him. I didn't raise my voice. I just looked him dead in the eye, handed him the envelope, and said, "Here's your money. I don't want to see you or your new family at my graduation. You made your choice years ago about who was more important, so do me a favor and stay out of my life." The shock on his face was immediate, his mouth opening and closing with no sound coming out. The kids just stared, their expressions a mixture of confusion and hurt. I didn't stick around to see the fallout. I just turned and walked away. Predictably, my phone blew up. Mark called, insisting we needed to talk it out like adults and telling me I had deeply hurt the kids' feelings. As another commenter perfectly predicted, he's either gonna apologize with half-nothings and say how sorry he is, and then do what he's always done, or he's gonna try and guilt you into apologizing for something that was never your fault in the first place. That was exactly it, an attempt to guilt me for reacting to his own callousness. His wife, Sarah, then sent me a barrage of furious texts, so I just blocked her number. He has made his bed, and now he has to lie in it. This story teaches a painful but vital lesson: you can't force someone to make you a priority. True family shows up, keeps promises, and values your place in their life. Sometimes, the bravest and healthiest thing you can do is to walk away from a relationship that consistently brings you pain, even if it's with a parent. Have you ever had to cut ties with a family member for your own well-being? Share your experience in the comments below.